Welcome to TheAspieMe. My name is Ronna. I have Asperger's syndrome. I was diagnosed at age 11. Now I am a high school senior. As I have been going through the years, I've realized that neurotypicals, who are considered normal people, um, misunderstand, believe a certain amount of things, and they're wrong. And so that's what this video is going to be about. I hope you enjoy. Number one, people with Asperger's don't get humor. Actually, I do get humor and jokes. It's just sarcasm and idioms that I don't get. I don't notice sarcasm quickly enough because I have to pay attention to your tone of voice, which is a social cue. And people with Asperger's struggle with social cues. So it can be hard to notice sarcasm. I don't get idioms because they flat out don't make sense. Like sometimes it is the opposite than it actually means. And so one time I was told that making mac and cheese was a piece of cake, and I was very disappointed. I do get most humor, just not sarcasm and idioms.
Number two, after I tell people that I have Asperger's syndrome, which is a high functioning autism, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, "You don't look autistic." Autism isn't defined by how we look, it's defined by how our brains work. Instead of saying that, what you should say is, "You act so normal, I didn't know that you were autistic." We call normal people neurotypical, or as I say, NT for short. Neuro meaning your brain, typical meaning average, so the average brain. I am described as neurodivergent. Neuro meaning your brain, divergent, which we know from the movie, meaning different, so the different brain. Number three, when neurotypicals ask me, "Isn't everyone a little bit autistic?" my answer is no. What you are telling me when you say this is that you know what it's like to be rejected, not only in school, but in adult life as well, just because your brain is wired differently. You're always having to act like somebody else, like a neurotypical, sometimes just to get a "hi, how are you" out of someone. So, no, not everyone is a little bit autistic. Number four, there is a second question that I have been asked before, and that's, what is the difference between autism and Asperger's? Well, I'm planning to deal with this in more detail in a separate video, but in a nutshell, the main difference would be people with autism are noticed before they even start school because studies show that they have more of a communication impairment and trouble with education somehow. That does not mean that they are stupid. It just means that they have a hard time speaking. People with Asperger's, which is known as a mild form of autism, can go undetected throughout school and most to all of their adult life with more of a, I guess you could say, a social impairment, which means that they struggle with knowing how to socialize. Number five, as I am learning how to socialize, I notice that I struggle the most with personal space. From what my parents tell me is when I stand too close to somebody, they will back away, which causes me to follow them. I also do this to my parents. I have realized that after I am done talking to the person, they will leave or go complain to somebody else that I was in their personal space. The neurotypical avoids telling me that I am in their personal space, which later affects me. I will go into detail on this later in another video. Number 6, neurotypicals believe that we have a lack of empathy, but that's not true. We have a hard time knowing how to express it. There are actually 2 types of empathy. Well, there's actually 3, but 2 types for right now: cognitive empathy and affective empathy. Cognitive empathy is the ability to read someone's mind and understand why people feel the way they do. Affective empathy is the ability to feel what another person feels. Aspies have affective empathy. The best way to explain this would be, I can feel or tell that you are sad, angry, happy, but I have no idea why.
In the personal space situation, the NT is hung up on the fact that I lack empathy because I do not notice their personal space. But what they don't realize is that by avoiding to tell me that I'm in their personal space, it also shows a lack of empathy for me. So it makes me feel like everything is fine, the conversation went well, and I will most likely mess up again. Now, well, I think I will leave it right there. Those are the main things I have noticed that NTs believe or misunderstand. I'll be making more of these videos. Since this is my first video, I would like some feedback, some video ideas. Please leave those suggestions in the comments and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, bye!